Come and jump in the ride, hop on the bus. We gon' slide, be outside when we pick you up. Take you to a place where you can open up your mind. Say what you gotta say, and nobody blinks an eye. You on the long bus, with short dogs, long bus, with short dogs, long bus, with short dogs. You on the long bus, with short dogs, long bus, with short dogs, long bus, with short dogs. At the bus stop and whatnot with some blunts in my lunchbox. Enough stock to last the whole show. Got a whole packed road. The place about to go, better keep your glass cold. I jump in, meet my other friends. Big respect, gotta show love to them. You wouldn't believe who the bumping in. Why you looking like that? You coming in? Anyway, this is Matt, that's Steve. What a rich Danny. There's Jason, there's Robin, that's the other Steve. This the whole damn team, the whole stampede. Welcome to the show. Go ahead and speak.
Welcome back. I don't even know what show it is right now. I lost track. So, show 100 and something. 117, 18, 19, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Pick a number.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I'll look it up next time. This Out the Studios just got me, this recording in coffee shops and shit just got me.
It's all good though, man. It's
just come
out of your element a little
bit.
Yeah.
The brick behind us, man. That's nasty.
It does look
nasty
dope.
Work right there.
It does look dope.
This does.
That brick, yeah. That accent right there, that's nasty work.
Yeah, and it looked good when they were doing the bars on the bus, like having that as the backdrop looked hot. So, yeah. But it's got me weird outside the studio. I'm behind on everything and notes and just, it's been...
Nah, man, you just weird, period.
Okay.
That brick background always has a good hip-hop feel to it, too, So
It had me thinking about it. Like, when we were doing the video, it had me thinking about what I might do a brick wall in the inside of the... like they got them.
You should do it where you have a brick wall with the bus driving through it. Oh.
That could be dope too.
Oh,
or like a mural or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say busted through the bricks and you see the front, and it had the LBST license plate.
Yeah.
That would look sick.
That would. We might have to make that happen. So let me get the business out of the way. We kind of jumped into some.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. So like, share, subscribe. We'd like to thank Habits Glass and Goodies. They've been our day one. Thank you for supporting us. 3 locations here in Omaha. Yes, sir. We have Coach Chiropractic on 114th and Blondo. Great people trying to help people feel better. They've kept me moving for several years now. And thank you to Olson's Automotive in Blair, my part-time job and my sponsor. Like that's somebody that believes in you.
That's good, man.
Right.
So
it's definitely very important to have that, and any kind of sponsorship. That's always crucial for sure.
Oh yeah. So we got somebody we haven't had in the studio before. We've got Upset, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Like I said, having a good day, and just it's always good to be out here in Omaha and see everybody out here that I've known for quite a few years, and it's blessed to be here and glad to be on Bars on the Bus finally.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's on me. It took me a minute.
Yeah,
so.
No, we've been talking about getting together for a long time, but it is, it's we're an hour and a half, 2 hours at least.
Yeah, it's a couple hours. Yeah.
So I mean, we're a couple hours apart, and so you're looking at 4 hours, and then a couple hours of podcast filming and all this. So it turns into a 7-8 hour day when you're that far out.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing too. Is like just kind of lined up with having a show tonight and everything. I was like, you know what, this would be a good opportunity to be able to do this and the show and just kind of do it all in one day while I was here. So
yep. And
I definitely plan on getting back here. A few times a year I'm out here, so it's definitely something that want to do more media related stuff, even getting in the studio recording when I'm out here. So that's definitely some plans coming up, I guess.
Yeah, and shout out to Strawstone to putting together Glizzy Fest together.
Yeah, man, Glizzy Fest is tonight. We're looking forward to it. Been really looking forward to this for months. All of us been promoting and really pushing hard for that. And big shout out to Straw for organizing that event and having us on it, and seeing the value in what we bring to the table. And man, I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
We rehearsed last night, and I'm feeling it. I'm ready to get on stage and tear it down for sure. So
yeah, well, this is his second annual, so we're planning on years to come here. The Glizzy Goblin.
Yes. I and just, seeing how much it's grown, it just in 2 years. I know it was a big event last year, and like I said, being on it this year, that was really cool. And I hope to be able to continue with that growth as well as being involved and promoting that event. So
Yeah. So how old of a guy are you?
44.
40, okay.
Yep.
So you and I are the same age.
I'm an OG.
That's all right. Rich is a little
I got
older.
a few more gray hairs in my goatee.
Right. Rich is a little older, but looking a lot younger.
Yeah, that's props to him, man. That's good.
That's that Joe Budden. Is it Joe Budden? What is it?
What was that?
Dude that aged.
Benjamin Button.
That's a Joe that's
Budden.
a rapper.
Yeah, Joe
He got
Budden.
he got that Benjamin Button.
Smoke another one.
You got that Benjamin Button. That's funny. So what do you do for work to support the dream?
So during the day and stuff, what I've done for about 9 or 10 years now is property management work.
Okay.
So painting, drywall, restomping ceilings, just a little bit of everything. I've been with that company for a while, and so, from day to day, you just never know exactly, these days it's more painting and drywall related, but when I first started, it could have been anything from like ripping up carpet to like, when people move out sometimes and just leave all their stuff, and then you just like go in there, you have to basically trash all of that because nobody really ever leaves behind anything worth of that much value. You're never going to find like those treasures that you think are in there. It's usually just, stuff people don't want. So go in there, clean those out, and basically what I have to do is go in after tenants move out and just kind of like redo everything, make everything look brand new, and trim work, stuff like that. So
all right, you get to fix the AC and all that stuff?
No, I'm not a AC guy or HVAC guy. I don't do anything as far as that goes. But like I said, with the music too, I'm hoping someday, and I can see in the last few years that there's a way there to kind of start doing, or I guess how I say it, financially with the music more than that. But at the same time, very thankful for still having my day job to, like you said, to do music costs money too. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully one day it'll be the opposite where I'm like full-time music and then maybe go paint and redo an apartment on a weekend or something like that.
There's a lot of people out there that don't realize, even doing this or your shows, like a lot of the time we're spending money to actually come do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of Straw's not that way, but there's the pay to play type of music scene.
I've been through that circuit as well, and to each his own with that. If the show makes sense, then I could see an artist, I guess you say, paying for that opportunity to be in a big show or open up for a certain artist. For me, I've made some connections doing that, and it's helped me early on to get out there a little more. But at some point, I seen like when someone says like invest in yourself. To me, investing in myself was, instead of paying money to try to be on a show, it was investing in like my music, my brand, and literally investing in myself to get on bigger shows, and be more out there, be seen more,
Instead of paying for the show, people want you on the show.
Exactly. And, if, it's all about how somebody hustles their tickets, stuff like that. As far as, if an artist was to pay to be on a show, it could make sense if, they were selling tickets and could make that money back. But like you mentioned, Straw, what I like about him is that he leaves that up to what's the hustle going to be from the artist. He's not going to charge you to be on that show. He's going to say, let's work together. Let's build together. Here's these tickets, sell them, and I'll give you a cut of the tickets. And if the artist is out there and, if they can bring in enough people to the show and have that support and sell enough tickets, you then end up, basically getting paid to do that show if you hustle the tickets and get that, even a small cut can add up if you sell enough tickets.
Yeah, but you got to do your part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely have to, can't just leave it up to the promoter, to whatever promoter it is, to bring in all the people, and you have to, as an artist, bring your people and work your tail off to make sure that happens, not just for yourself, but for the event overall, I think.
Yeah. If you look back at life, do you know what started your love of music? Was it dad in the garage working on the car playing music? Was
I mean, there's certain things like that. One, like I've always loved hip hop music, but for me, I started off as a graffiti artist, and like my first love when it came to being a creative was doing artwork and learning how to do graffiti and painting canvases, stuff like that. But I would always be,
That's the thing. Graffiti is part of hip hop. So
exactly.
You had it.
I was already influenced.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's kind of like, so when I'd be doing, my artwork, of course, I'd be listening to, underground hip hop and like I said, like what I like to call the golden era of hip hop. And nothing against any other era, but your 90s to early 2000s type of music, and whether it's like listening to Tupac or Wu-Tang or Nas or Outkast, Bone Thugs and Harmony, some of these iconic, I guess you could say, artists. While I was doing my artwork, I was always a hip hop head, but it never crossed my mind to, I guess, actually be the one making the music or even freestyling over a beat. That came in my like early teenage years. I had a homie of mine, one of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. Rest in peace, Chris Rundle, by the way. He passed away many years ago. But when we were as kids, we had what it was a Bone Thugs and Harmony Crossroads instrumental. So the song Crossroads is instrumental. And we were just sitting there hanging out and stuff. And he was like, yeah, man, you ever tried freestyling? And I was like, no, why would I, up to that point. And he's like, yeah, man, he had like a cousin that freestyled and stuff. And so we tried it. And, the first time I did it, I thought like, wow, I can actually do this, And it was so funny because like we're freestyling and, I think we were maybe like 13 or 14 years old. And then like outside of my, when we were living at the apartments with my mom and stuff, outside the door, I kind of hear like scurrying, like what the heck, And I opened the door and my mom and sister were like right outside the door with their ear to it. And they like had tears in their eyes and stuff because Crossroads was a pretty serious instrumental. So I don't know at the time, if I had to recall, I think we were saying something about like, I don't want to see my family die and stuff like that. Kind of probably like on that kind of same page of what that song's about, And from that moment, I just thought like, if whatever I just said in freestyle was somewhat emotional enough, yes, even though it's my sister and my mom, it put tears in their eyes, then maybe there's something here, So then I became really, what I want to say, I guess, really interested and kind of engulfed in like freestyling. So freestyle. I've never tried to actually write a song. It's just when I was around friends or I kind of got known within Grand Island as being that guy that could freestyle pretty good at parties, and like people would, I'd go to weddings and stuff and people like, get on the mic and freestyle, like bless our wedding with a freestyle. So that actually though, like looking back on it now, that got me comfortable with performing in front of a crowd because I would just get up there and freestyle and that's kind of how my comfort level about performing in front of people grew, So
little did you know your friends are pushing you to be the person you are now.
Yeah, no, that was a huge part of it, is that you like what you just said right there is very, very true, because to me it was always just something fun to do and just a hobby to freestyle, But the more that I did it and people knew about it, they would encourage me, man, you should like start putting actual songs together, you should do this and that. And I think that encouragement back then helped me become like what I am now too. Just to really, back then it wasn't like a whole lot of people were doing it. I didn't really have anyone showing me how to make music. Nobody around the area was really like making their like custom original beats and stuff. Everybody just rhyming over instrumentals and putting mixtapes out and stuff like that. And so it kind of grew to like from just freestyling to learning how to make my own beats, learning how to structure songs and doing stuff like that. And that's the beauty of music, man. Like you can do it for so many years, but you're still learning. Like I feel like that's one thing I love about it is that I'm always I always want to be learning something. You know, you remember like the video game Tetris? Like I don't know if it ever had a final level. You just went until you.
That's a good point.
And that's how I felt with music, and still feel is that there's always another level with music. You know, even artists that have been doing it for 20 or 30 years. There's new stuff they're probably learning, or new songs or new styles that they're probably trying out, and you never really have it, I don't think, conquered in a way, but there's levels to it, and I just want to keep trying to level up with that. Yeah.
Another thing is that's life, bro. That's life. So you're always gonna have a story to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as you honing in your craft, all the years that's piling up, all the trials, tribulations, you know what I'm saying, the ups and downs, that's all a story to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's great.
Yeah, and like you said with that, I mean, those are the things that inspire me and stuff that, like, as I go along, put those into the songs, you know? So exactly what you said, it can inspire you to talk about learning how to freestyle to a bone instrumental or whatever, you know? And I like that part about it. You kind of be able to look back and reflect, but add it to, like, what you're doing now or where you're trying to go with it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a really good point.
Yeah. What happened with you, Richard? What took you out of the rapping back in the day?
Again, man, life, bro. Like, for some reason, though, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? True artists in music, you know, yeah, you could be a fan or you could, you know, actually put the time and effort. And at the time, you know, I enjoyed it, but it was almost like a pastime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just something, again, like he said, you know, obviously I used to do it at parties, you know, the freestyle ciphers and stuff. And I could drop some bars, but I started focusing on other things, or some other things got my streets.
Oh man, the distractions or temptations, distractions, all this stuff. It's everywhere. So I feel that because especially I mean, there's always going to be something, you know, and and life happens, like life.
And to be honest, you know what I'm saying, like, I ain't trying to put the streets out there, you know. Yeah, you hear it in the music today, but you know what I'm saying, I think the music we need is music that teaches a lesson, that has something to say, you know what I'm saying, that speaks volumes.
Very much.
We need it, you know what I'm saying. But of course, that all the streets obviously is what influenced hip hop. So yeah, but I wasn't gonna do it. I couldn't invest it. It was a fun pastime. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And I moved on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was fun. I know what he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? The instrumentals and
bro, run it back to just even the song Crossroads in, you know, the late 90s. Like, just everybody was playing that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was everywhere. Yeah. Shit, I could almost see you pulling up in your little Honda with your skirt teens on it playing that. You know what I mean?
This man says skirt teens.
Skirt used to get the little bitty 13-inch wheels.
Yeah, I keep them clean, though, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, it was just so fun for me, too, you know, that fun of it, that spontaneous, especially like he was saying, when you're in a cipher, whether it's your homies or whatever, other people that can rhyme and freestyle too, that shit gets so fun because, like, whether you're battling but you're still friends, or like you're just coming up with funny shit, you know what I mean, funny things to say, those I've always, like, I still love doing that. I don't know if people freestyle as much as they used to or what, but then again, I'm not necessarily at all those parties either. So it's all like what that time era is. I'm sure there's still young cats out there now that are just learning how to rhyme and freestyle with their friends, you know? So for me, it was like just a progression of trying to take it more from like just freestyling to like actually putting music out. And you learn so much that, like, there's, like I said, there's a lot that goes into it, especially being an independent artist at any given time. You're doing, you know, 7-8 different jobs to make that project happen, you know? And if you can put some people around you that have the same vision, same goal, then yeah, that definitely helps too. But a lot of independent artists, you know, do everything themselves, you know, do it yourself, and also like I said, being independent, yeah, it's like a whole nother job. It's like full-time job, really. Yeah,
that's definitely good. Having the right support system, the right influence around you, because hey, the negative again leads to where, places we don't want to be at. So
absolutely, man.
The industry now, man, it's a lot of wordplay. Back in the day, we could just throw some shit together. We can, like you said, be goofy. You know what I'm saying? And it was
have fun with it. Yeah,
fun.
Juju was in here, like in the studio once. Like, man, rap used to be so basic. Like, woke up the house, put on my shoes, walked out the door and went to school. Just basic ass.
Those fundamental.
You just got to tell
actual sentences. You know what I'm saying? But rhyming the last word. Now it's like you saying all this and meaning this.
Yeah. Well, and bro, I'm obviously a King ISO fan.
Absolutely.
But there's times that I listen to his songs that I've listened to 30 times, and I'm like, what did he just say? And like,
I'll catch something that you didn't know last time before. Or something.
Yeah, he snuck that in there, and
it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure.
That's evolution.
Oh yeah,
man.
Huge shout out to ISO and
big.
Project Be Well and Strange Music, and I mean, that's the thing is that's great music when you hear it, and awesome lyricism, just great songs. So huge shout out to all them for sure.
And we had just kind of ran the bars on the bus right before this, and you had said you were like, I can freestyle. There's some people feel like they can and they can't, and so like now that you've said that, it's got me intrigued. And like,
yeah, I'm always down, man. We throw a beat on, we can get Richard freestyle.
Was it Flow? Was that what it was? It was Flow.
That's what it was.
What's that?
Flow.
Nice. Like FLO.
FLOW.
Yeah. Sweet, man. That's good.
I used to tag it up too. Yeah. I can still do it too. Bow, arrow, bow.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people ask me too, like, you still do artwork? And I do, just not like how I used to paint a lot. And I still got my graffiti skills. I'm maybe a little rusty here and there, but as far as that's something I'd like to get back to is, painting canvases, stuff like that. But honestly, with everything, anytime I have that time, what people would say free time, which there's no such thing. I'm trying to just do something, pursuing music or working on a song or mix, trying to get something mixed or mastered or, anything musically related. So it's hard for me to get back into that, but I think at some point I will, I think that's part of me that still wants to paint, canvases and do stuff like that. But, when you're younger and doing graffiti, it's fun and all that. As you get older, you actually get in trouble, and it becomes more of a legal thing, and you're like, I don't want to get caught up doing that. Right. So with music, I just I guess going back to that question is like that transition of like art to music is still there, but it became more like once I figured out, I can actually freestyle or try to put these songs together, I just became all in with that, and building the Upset brand, which, like I said, started as graffiti. So that's why I used to write. So
and I guess, where did you come up with the name?
Actually, it was my buddy Close, my buddy Close, who's a graffiti artist or used to be, but he's just a really good artist. His name's Carl, and when we were younger, he just said that like. He had kind of suggested like, man, you should try writing this or whatever. I don't know. He just kind of gave me that nickname, right? So I'm a firm believer that like nicknames should be given, not like like how do I say it? Like nicknames are always cooler in a way when it's given to you by somebody else, right? I'm a nickname kind of guy where I give other people nicknames, but no, at the time he had suggested like upset as the term like a sports term. Like upset victory. Yeah. So sometimes it gets confused because people are like, what are you so mad about? Well, I'm actually a pretty chill dude. Anybody that knows me knows that, but I'm actually a pretty chill dude and everything. But upset came from like being underrated, like an underdog story. Because like I was always in sports when I was younger too. And I wasn't very big at all, but I would still be out there like playing football, basketball, high school wrestling, stuff like that. And so I had this drive to just compete with all the sports and everything, and like not back down from a challenge kind of thing, and like a David and Goliath kind of story, So upset is what that started
more about
as.
what you were trying to cause than what you were trying to be.
Exactly, man. Yeah. So upset, it just kind of stuck, and then like once I started doing music, I was like, what would my like rap name or stage name be? But by then, that name had people kind of already knew about that, even just with like graffiti artwork, the freestyling stuff. So it just kind of seemed like a natural, like that's what it would be as I grew into that name too, as far as the music goes. So
nice.
I've always stuck with it, Yeah, for sure.
They called me Big Matt since I was like 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big Matt back then. You're like, what else?
Say 6'10" and shit. Like, come on, bro.
Right. Right.
My kids are obviously big boys too. So
gotcha.
My 9-year-old, somebody called him Big D. I think it was Danny. My buddy called him Big D, and he's like, I don't know that I like it. And I'm like, why not, man? And he's
you're
like,
when you get to high school, like, believe me, you're gonna want that name.
Like, I'm not like big, and I'm like, think about it this way. And I was like, what do people call their? And I was like, it could be your Big D. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
I could be that. I could be that.
That's funny. That's funny. That's a good one though.
Yep. So you'd kind of said you taught yourself to do, you're doing your own production in the music and beats? Or
now it's just a little bit of everything. I have a lot of, like when I did the bars on the bus, sorry about that. One of the, I work with a few different producers, and I'm down with like trying to work with, especially when it comes to like Nebraska producers or people. I think that's one of those things. There's a lot more producers in Nebraska than what some of the artists realize. I just don't think it's all been connected yet. I think some people do either like make their own beats and stuff, but I think that, sometimes people might be quick to just buy a beat off YouTube, stuff like that. But really, if you kind of search some of these people out, there's a lot of dope producers in Nebraska too. And so I work with quite a few other producers. Like the one artist or one producer I work with a lot, he goes by the name Thumper, Jaime Rodriguez, from over there in Grand Island area. Me and him's known each other for years. He's just a multi-talented dude. Another one is Mario Quadrone, who's in Lincoln. He was like one of the main producers I worked with there for like this album right here, Upset, Disciple of Mankind. He did probably like 80 to 85% of the beats on there. And then he did all the mixing and mastering and like really made some of those beats with like with my style in mind,
Yeah.
I got a song called My Village, and that's one that everybody kind of knows. It's kind of the anthem track in Grand Island. And, it's one of our bangers that we do at the shows, It's one of those, everybody's like, you're going to do My Village tonight, right? And it's like, it's so funny because it's like, of course I'm going to do it, But I always just kind of just leave a little bit of like, well, we'll see. Stick around for the show. Stick around and maybe at the end we'll do it. But like, of course we're going to do My Village, because that's like one of those tracks. And I'll never forget when Mario sent me that beat, he was like, this has been years ago now. He was like, hey, I made this beat and like, I really think you're going to love it. I just thought of the way you rap to it. And he goes, he was like, when I was making the beat, I couldn't help but to picture you performing this for thousands and thousands of people, And so when I heard it, I was like, yeah, I like this one. It's like it's a real boom bap type anthem feel, hip hop, definitely like underground hip hop. And, the cool thing about that is like that vision has came true. I've performed that song from coast to coast, all over America, all over, all these shows that we've done. So in a full circle time thing, I have performed it in front of thousands of people, so, and that's our banger, My Village. So
kind of in a cool way, your village has its own banger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think a lot of people latch onto that too with Grand Island or anywhere, I always felt like when I first started like performing that song in other cities, I was like, man, I hope like people don't take this the wrong way. Like, I'm not sitting here in New York City saying New York City is my village, this is my town and my city. What it is more like people having that pride of where they're from.
Yeah, rep where
and
you're
like,
from.
you know, kind of getting on board with like, I think everybody can feel that, you know. And so that was one thing with the 308 and Grand Island crowd is like everybody was like, hey, this is a dude like from our area that has this banger of a track. And yeah, it's always caught on with everybody. There's people that have probably heard it themselves 100 times that still every time go to, that's my favorite song from you, you know.
You know what could be fun is put together sort of a cipher, like a Omaha Lincoln, like a Eastern Nebraska versus Middle Nebraska.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man,
I mean?
I'd be definitely down with that because I think that from honestly from Omaha to Scottsbluff, I think Nebraska hip hop's at a point right now where there is just some really good MCs and artists, literally from one side of the state to the next. So you could do it like it wouldn't have to be like
not like
it would be it'd be all
like
for community
yeah.
And everything. But I think that'd be actually a really good idea. Get a few producers, have them, see who wants to be involved in something like that. Have them do like the beats for it, and then make your compilation album. So.
And it could be fun to even do it on like a live YouTube and get voting involved, and
that would be pretty cool, man. I would definitely be interested and want to be part of something like that for sure.
I mean, it's going to showcase what we're doing here in Nebraska.
Yeah,
and it's not like a fighting battle, but like a friendly, we're a little better over here, haha type of, maybe we come up with a belt for it and run it every 6 months. You know what I mean?
Hey man, you got this, I'm saying you're brainstorming the idea and sounds good so far to me,
Yeah,
so.
No, I mean, dude, I love the music.
It can bring a lot of artists together too.
I love the music. I love, bro, for the bars on the bus when when we have those big recording sessions and it's 8 to 10 people and
dude, that's cool. I seen that.
Food
yeah,
and like it's so fun.
That's cool.
And
I'd like to be on one of those as well.
Yeah, and for me, it's like everybody's networking out in the other room. We're recording in here, and it's like a personal fucking concert. You've been to them, Rich. I mean, it's like you get your own little one song set. You know what I mean? Just.
And then like the next person up. And that would have like a live show feel to it, for sure.
And it was like, that's how I met Boyd. I had never really we were friends on Facebook, but I hadn't like dove into his music or anything yet. So he comes in and I'm like, sweet, this will give me the introduction and, we can talk about coming on a long bus down the road. And he just delivered that. I mean, I'm sure you've seen his performance on that, dude. And it was one of our top two.
Oh yeah, when I seen videos. Boyd on there, yeah. I mean, everybody. I've seen a lot of them. They're awesome, and but I told me and Boyd around the same area, and we work together a lot. He's a great dude, good friend of mine, and also an awesome artist too. But I told him, I think when I seen it, I was like, man, you really like had a lot of energy with that. Your delivery, it's like how he does his like live shows too, I told him, I was like, yeah, you killed that one, for sure.
Oh, yeah. No, it was like him and Hell's Flame, both of those two put on like emotional performances.
That's good, man. Put their heart into it. Also, like I said, I mean.
It was one of those, that gave you chills like the whole time and you were like, yep, this is.
Yeah, he was like, man, when I told him that, he's like, thanks, man. He's like, I felt like I was just spitting all over the microphone. But yeah, shout out to Boyd though, for real. Yeah, we work together a lot and, like I said, I've got to know him pretty good over the last couple years, and he's definitely an artist that when I put on shows or some of my own productions and stuff, he's always an artist from around there that that I want him to be involved as well. Yeah. He's a good dude and also a good artist. So,
do you feel like you have a message in your music, or is it just you're just putting out club bangers?
A little bit of both. I like to have those songs that are really just like you just go up there and you perform, and it's high energy or whatever. But I think overall, I have a message as an artist. Like one of my main things is just not to give up, right? Like just don't give up, because a lot of people do, unfortunately. But a lot of people have asked me, like you say, like you've been doing this a long time. older artists in the game when it comes to grand scheme of things, I guess. But a lot of people ask me like, what makes you want to keep going? And I'm just like, because I don't know how I'd be if I don't know what would it be like to not do it, right? It's such a big part of my life that whether I'm having a week where it's just all wins or you're taking L's, like no matter what, keep yourself in the game, and I would say overall my message would be just don't give up. Don't give up on music, don't give up on life, don't give up on the people you love, don't give up on yourself, and show people that, why they should love and support you as well, I think that's a big thing with me. And I think the other thing that I would say as a message of mine is like being humble, be approachable, be humble, but at the same time, there's no reason why you can't reach for the stars either, so yeah. I think there's more songs that I have that have not been released yet that have more of a personal feel to it. It just depends too. If we're doing a show where you got 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to, and it's in a crowd, that might have never heard of me before. I'm going to try to hit them with the bangers while we have that, like that high energy, and then if I can get them, on board with like the music in some way, then as they start listening to my music, some of those personal songs, they'll be able to find those on my channels and stuff like that. Now, if we're doing a hour-long set and I got the band with me, then I can kind of incorporate some of those other songs as well, but yeah, I mean, I would say that would be like one of my main things that I've always said, music or no music, is just like I just don't believe in like giving up, you know. Like a drive that just won't stop. And even on the hardest days, one thing I kind of say, I wouldn't say it's like a daily affirmation or nothing like that, but one thing I've always said is that like even on my hardest days, I'm still blessed because I'm here. I have a chance to make a difference. Have a bad day, don't let that become something else, right? And then something else, and then like he was saying, you find yourself in bad situations, you might end up somewhere you don't want to be. Right. And so I just try to think about like, getting through those type of moments, and that's where your love and support system, I think, comes in handy, so.
That's me and this dude call each other all the time. He's been a little quiet here the last couple weeks.
I'm glad you got him out for the interview, man.
Well, the thing is, I live right up the street. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? About 5-6 minute drive. So I was like, all right, might as well. I need to get out, It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when, things kind of getting heavy. Just kind of go, breathe, see the damn scenery, breathe in some fresh air. So I appreciate it, I was like, you know what?
No, I'm glad you're here with us right now, bro. For real,
man. Glad
absolutely.
You came out here and made it safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got the show tonight. Good luck.
Oh man,
I know you excited.
I am, man. I cannot wait. Like I said, I love performing out here. I love performing anywhere I go. But Omaha, like I said, I've been able to, build with some, artists and promoters out here, and have done shows out here for a few years, and it's all love and respect. They really show a lot of love for us, and I've got a lot of good friendships and connections out here that I hold dear to me, and keep that sacred too. Like I want to be able to do the same for them, which I have for certain artists. I'm always willing to work with more artists and do what I can for them, out our way too. So whether that's Kearney or Grand Island or whatever, it's like I want to try to definitely try to help them out too if they go out that way. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm psyched. For sure.
Yeah.
As far as music video and lyric video production, are you doing a lot of that on your own, or are you?
No, that's one thing is, I'd love to kind of get into that more, and like editing and stuff like that. But a lot of that I've outsourced. So a lot of my music videos, I've hired other people to do the music videos or the editing. I've had like a hand in some of the editing as far as how I want it to look. But, shout out to all the videographers and editors out there that, spend hours and hours to go through that. And so I think that to me will be something that I'm definitely going to have more of a hand in. no, just honestly, I need to do some like equipment upgrades and stuff like that, and get the right stuff for it, get the right cameras and stuff.
Cameras are.
And sometimes I feel like, I could invest in all that, but sometimes if there's somebody that's dope with doing videos and they're good at editing, it's like just hire them to do it.
Yeah.
Tell them what vision you're going for. And I would say when we've done the videos, I've had a very direct, like, as far as the direction of the director, like storyboarding it, stuff like that, as far as like getting with the main producer of the video, the director, and saying, all right, this is how I want this scene to look. And like, we've done some pretty cool stuff on a on a small budget.
Right.
Yeah,
I shot my first music video month and a half, 2 months ago.
Nice.
Well, it was like on a 3-day, I need it done by Friday, like I've never shot.
Oh, wow, that's quick.
And
it's a fast turnaround.
Yeah, and it was, I got it done, and
Wow.
And it was most of it was on green screen, which I had never done anything on green screen before. So it was like all brand new to shooting videos, new to green screen, but I made it work, and it turned out pretty good for the time frame and everything that I had to work with. You know what I mean?
Man, that's crazy. Yeah.
But I do want to get into more of that. I just haven't signed up number 2 yet.
Hey man, I'm down to work with you. Let's make a video together. You know what I mean? Hey, especially with a turnaround time like that, that's crazy. Yeah,
well, and
it's a lot of editing that goes into it.
Yeah,
even doing a show like this, you got to edit everything. Yeah,
it was when I wanted the experience, and I did it on a ridiculously low budget, and it was just I wanted to know that I could do it before I was like, yeah, I'll shoot your music video. You know what I mean? Like,
nice. Yeah, and then you're like, oh wait, when I get myself
into
it.
Like I'll do this one sheet. We'll see if I can do it, and if not, I just don't take your money. Whatever, we'll be fine. But I wanted the experience. My first CDs I printed, Jamie Triller, I was like, look, dude, I don't have anything to like put on a CD or artwork. Like, you give me your tracks and the artwork, and I'll create CDs.
That's awesome,
and you can have the first 5 I create for free. Like, just giving me something to work with.
Just showing like, like you said, that opportunity, and then also like, oh wow, these came out dope. Like,
and now I got something to show people too.
That's good, man. That's good, and that's cool that you do that too. It's not like, how I say, it's not like something that a lot of people do anymore, but it's still, to me, I think, important to have those physical copies for, especially the ones that are really like big supporters. They're still going to want some kind of physical.
Well, having
copy.
that okay, I don't like to rent my music. And like, if you look at Spotify and YouTube and all that stuff, you're paying a monthly subscription most of the time.
Yeah.
And if they close down, it's gone. You don't have that music anymore.
That's a good point.
If I buy the CD, I have a physical CD that I
have
own
it right there.
And you take it from me, I take your fingers. Like, so, so
he went right in.
So
that's that mob shit.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want the physicality of it to go away. I want to be able to own the music and play it when I want to play it, not have to go search for it. So I'm like, I'm going to make CDs. It helps the artist keep a couple bucks in their pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you making on?
That profit margin's way, like, it's probably, I wouldn't even know percentage wise what it's compared to. But it's just like your profit margin on selling a CD versus getting a stream. I mean, we all know that Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, I don't even know what it was at, but it's fractions of a penny every time somebody plays your song.
0.00001.
Yeah, you really got to be, a few 100,000 plays, then those pennies start adding up a little bit, but yeah, that your profit margin on something like that, and
where you can make $8 to $10 on a CD, depending upon what you're selling the CD
That's true.
for. You know what I mean?
True.
Even if you're selling it for 10, you can double your money on it. Like, I can sell you a CD for $5 and you can sell it for 10, and you double your money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you're running Spotify, like,
it's going to take a lot of plays to build up.
You might see a check sometime.
Yeah.
So I could keep a couple bucks in artist's pocket, and I can keep the physical CDs. Hopefully it helps keep them around.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those that seems, like a lost art form in a way, but there's still the people that do want that.
Someday
that
I'll be
type
able
of
to,
media and that type of physical.
Someday I'll be able to afford the record press, and we'll make that.
Oh, dude,
too.
that'd be sick too.
It's all I've priced out the machines. I've even got a merch press priced out.
Nice.
I want to be able to. I kind of want to be like the one-stop shop, like anything you need: music production, video production, merch, all
Dude,
that.
And artists do need that,
and I want to be there for everybody, but I don't want to manage artists.
Gotcha.
Like, also, first time you're like, get me a water, bitch. I'll knock you the fuck out.
Right?
I will fight you.
Right?
I will fight you,
Bro,
and then we don't have a relationship.
Man,
So
instantly I became unthirsty. I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I don't need anything."
I've never had like somebody be like that yet. But like some people get in there like I'm that guy. Like, go get me a water. Like,
you're like, no. You're like, I'm. Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. No, that's
you're not paying me enough.
Right.
If you can be nice about it, like, hey man, can I have a bottle of water? I got you all day.
Right.
But the moment you start telling
somebody
me
bossing you or something, you're like, no, I can't do it. I got you there, man.
Only one man ever bossed me around, and at some point I got big enough he didn't.
There you go, man. There you go.
So as far as, I mean, it sounds like you're always just doing some music stuff, but like, what is your vent? Like, what's your fun? Is it going to the gym? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny you say that. Fun for me outside of like putting on shows and doing music is going to shows and concerts and stuff, right? Like, we just love that too. So if I'm not performing on something, or like I said, family, obviously, fun for me is seeing the fun in my daughter's eyes and her laughs and everything. If I'm not doing music, then I'm trying to do stuff with family, and or like I said, if me and my lady can get a date night or something, then we like going to concerts as well. Hanging out with friends every now and then, maybe like watching Husker games. Everybody's always having Husker parties, so those are cool to go to. But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of, like I said, time where I'm not pretty busy with things, but always try to make that balance as well. I think that over time, the how do I say it? The family and music balance is tough at times, right? Because you want to make sure that you're there and putting in that time with your family. But if you don't put a certain amount of time into the music, it's kind of just you're spinning your wheels, And so I think it's just a balance of time. And then sometimes certain events and stuff like that, sometimes that balance works out perfectly to where your family is involved with whatever the music stuff is. Like last year, we got booked to perform at an intermission for a Golden Gloves boxing event. And it was at the Heartland Event Center, which is in Grand Island, the big event center, and everything. And we were able to do that, in the middle of the ring, which shout out to Ruben Rodriguez and Double R Boxing for that. And all those guys out there, doing their thing. And we appreciate that. But yeah, and Justin with Double R Boxing, but doing that on that event, like, we were able to get, like, the whole family came out, right? And we were able to get everybody like accommodated with like tickets and stuff like that. So that one meant a lot to me too, not just like doing that, because that was such a unique show that I ever did. It was like performing at a sporting event in an arena, and you talk about like sound, it's so crazy because everything sounds different in sound check, but then in an arena, it just has a echo to it,
Carries.
But I think just to make an example is like that was one of those times where it felt like the music and the family balance just kind of like balanced out, perfectly on that night. So, I mean, really it's just trying to find fun stuff to keep my daughter entertained too, and spend money on her and go play games, or even just go down to the park and maybe play basketball or ride around on the little electric scooters or bikes and just stuff like that, especially or summer, going swimming a lot. We love going swimming, going to water parks, just stuff like that, man. And shout out to my wife for that, because she's during the summer. We don't like being inside during the summer because obviously living in Nebraska, you're trapped inside so long during the winter that it's like on summer times we're trying to be outside all the time. Yeah.
See, man, I was like 100 pounds heavier a year ago.
Oh, okay.
So I've always been the opposite. I was out in the winter because I was always so well insulated, and then in the summer, bro, I was.
You're like, it's too hot. I gotta be in the AC.
My doctor was always confused. He's like, people usually lose weight in the summer and gain it in the winter. Well, I would gain weight in the summer and then lose it in the winter because I'd be out hunting and all that.
Gotcha.
So I would lose 40 pounds in the winter and then gain 40 in the summer. It was just backward as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, congratulations on your weight loss, man.
Hey,
for sure.
It's. I still got like 40 to go.
Yeah.
But I'm had a surgery 2 weeks ago, and I'm not supposed to be doing anything yet. But I hear I've been working all week and just dumbass. So hopefully it heals right. But yeah, I'll get back to the walking and get back to the gym. It's hopefully next week.
Good, man.
I got one more appointment on next Wednesday, and then I'll try to get back to my shit. So you got new music? Anything coming out?
We
obviously you debuted one here.
Yes. So when people see the Bars on the Bus, I can't wait for that. The one I did on Bars on the Bus, that's called Our Time, is what I named that one. It was produced by my buddies Dead Mike and Thumper. It's like a collaboration production that they did, you know. And that one is in the works. I'm hoping to bring that one out pretty soon. That'd be Upset. Our Time is what, you know, I'm going to bring that one out. I do have some other songs in the works. Just really, like, so far this year, everything's been pretty busy with shows, and that's been kind of like my main focus. Like I said, last year I did put out the album Upset, Disciple of Mankind. That's on all platforms. And that's still going good, you know, but as I was saying earlier, you know, you'll never have too many followers or fans or whatever. Like, you want to keep, you know, it's like technically that album's about a year old, but I'm still really pushing that until I can get some more stuff out there. Yeah.
Well, and as every consumer in the world, we get a fresh album, and like 10 days later, we're like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
What's up with your new music?
People really be like that, you know? Man, I love that new album. And then 2 weeks later, you got another album to follow up. And, you know, like, shout out to the artists out there that are always releasing music. I want to try to, I won't say that, but that's one of my goals, is to get to where putting out more music and stuff. So I think that this year I'll be able to start record. I have a lot like wrote and stuff that I do want to record, and some projects, and getting back to like what we were talking about with the producers, like getting with them and kind of working on more stuff. But yeah, man, I've been pushing that Disciple of Mankind album for the last year and really putting that out there. So like I said, if everybody out there listening, you know, like Upset, Disciple of Mankind, you can find that on all platforms. And let me know what y'all think about that. But that was an album that I kind of, it was anticipated to come out for a while. And, you know, I was originally going to drop it like right around like COVID time. But then when all that happened, it was just kind of put it on hold. So then I started releasing singles from it for a couple of years. And then it was like going into like last year, I was like, it's time to drop the album, you know. I got to give the rest out. But by then I'd already had like 4 or 5 singles from it, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, a good percentage of the album had already been heard, but not some of the other tracks that are on there. So
yeah, I'm
hoping to do that. I did release a new video a couple months ago, and that song is called Where Do We Go? And that one is, man, I think it's a really important song for everything going on in the world right now, or in any year really. But it's if I had to explain it, it's a underground hip hop sound wise. Kind of reminded me of like old school hip hop in a way. And it's a very lyrical song, you know, and it's good with like storytelling on it. That one's called Where Do We Go? We did a music video for that one that Boyd actually shot and edited. Yeah. And that song was with,
that's about to fall.
1 second there.
I
got it right there. That song was with a artist that I work with as well. And he goes by the name Cypher, and he's out in Scottsbluff area. West Nebraska out there. And so Upset featuring Cypher. That one's called Where Do We Go? There's a video on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, it's Upset Beats Music. Upset Beats, all one word, space, and then music. But yeah, we have a video out for that. Cypher killed his verse on that. We're both pretty lyrical artists. So when I was, that beat was made by Thumper, another, like I said, the producer that I work with a lot. And me and him, it just kind of like, we started that session. He just came by one day, and he's awesome like that. He just stopped by one Saturday, and he's like, "No, I got all the recording stuff in the van." He's like, "We could just set up down here." So we just set it up in my basement. It was like a mobile studio, We set everything up right there, and he had like maybe like one little sample, and we sat there and built that whole beat and structured it together. And then as he's like actually working on the beat and structuring it, well, I'm over there like writing. Well, within like 3 or 4 hours, we pretty much had that song. And it was funny and ironic because the song's called Where Do We Go? And there was an actual moment where I had my verse wrote, and then I'm like looking at him like, where do we go from here with the song, Yeah. And we both kind of had the idea. But he said it first. He was like, we should feature Cypher on this. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. He like literally read my mind because I was like thinking of an artist that would sound good on that. And if you listen to Cypher's music, then you'll know that. And then listen to like Where Do We Go? You can tell that it's like his kind of style of beat that he really gets down on. So yeah, a huge shout out to Cypher and Thumper and Boyd for working on that video with us. I thought the project came out really well. So
Cypher's another one that I would like to try to get in my doors at some point.
Man. Yeah, and he's down to travel, and he's also, like I said, he's an awesome artist, a really good dude to work with, and I'm sure if you wanted him on the show, he would be able to make that happen too. So
I don't know what's going on with my mic stand here, but it is pissed.
That's all right. I got it right here.
Try to tighten it up.
Hey, I think it just started sliding off the table.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Let's go back. Oh, yeah, right there is fine.
There we go. All right. So I just got like 2 more questions here. Upcoming shows. Man. We got obviously the Glizzy Fest tonight. But
yeah.
What do you got next couple months?
So there's some other ones that we're working on and that will be announced. So I'm kind of working on stuff before we kind of put it out there like that. But there's some awesome ones we're going to be working on. But as of right now, like obviously the main focus for everything was getting out here to do Glizzy Fest tonight. That's going down, as you know, at Waiting Room and Reverb Lounge, which are both phenomenal venues. Just amazing experience every time I perform at either one of them. Sounds awesome and everything. Let's see. We got some other stuff coming up this summer with like certain shows I'm working on. But one for sure is going to be our big state fair show every year. So this will be the 5th year. 5th year that we've been booked for the state fair, and it's pretty cool. I'm able to get a couple hours to really, I guess you could say, curate like my own hip hop show for that, and so we'll have that, and so it'll be year 5, but this will be the 3rd year that it's like a series that we got going on. We call it Turn Up Tuesday because we've been doing them on Tuesday nights. I found that booking them on the Tuesday worked a little better than the weekends, with it being the state fair. There's just so many other things going on,
Yeah.
But with that Tuesday, it seems like that's we can kind of be the main act in that area and get people to come out. Plus, it's always the cheapest night of the fair. It's only like $3 to get in. So people basically can come see our concert for $3.
Yeah, you're not competing with bull riding.
No. That. One year we did the state fair, and the we were right by where there's a bigger area where they had like the huge concerts and stuff, and we were like right at the same time as Bush, the band Bush,
Shit.
So I was telling people like, who's it gonna be, like me or Gavin Rosendale,
Right.
Everybody chose Gavin. You know what I mean? But like what I'm saying is that was the year I was like, I think I'm gonna start doing it on a night, weekday night. So, but yeah, that's coming up. That's, like I said, it still really hasn't all been announced, but that's one that's definitely locked in. And there's going to be a lot more too. Like I said, I've been, just trying to work on helping other people get their shows together, and then and also like putting on out there. I want to put on more shows in Grand Island, but we kind of have we don't have as many like venues, and it's not really the setup that some of the venues out here in Omaha has, and that's something that I'm working on too, and something that we figure stuff out as we go for sure. So
right on.
But yeah, all things Glizzy Fest. That's what we've been our big main focus. And then what was it, about 2 weeks ago we opened for Ritz in Kearney, and that was another nice enough entertainment show. Like I said, we've worked with Straw for the last, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years, and been building with him and getting involved in some really cool stuff. And we've been able to help each other out on certain things and be there, I guess you could say, for each other, as far as if we always tell them, if there's anything you need from us, so me and part of my team, we put on shows. I've hosted shows. My buddy does DJ and stuff. So it's one of those that if you need somebody to fill in with this or that, we're I guess skilled in that area to be able to help live events come together. But yeah, huge shout out to him for involving us and stuff like that. And yeah, that Rich show was bonkers, man. There's a lot of people, it was a great time. I love performing in front of any crowd, but when those bigger crowds like that, you get a lot of energy going.
That extra little bit, yeah.
Even back in the day, people would always ask me if I got nervous in front of the bigger crowds, and to me, I kind of always felt anxious before I go on stage, but never really nervous. But those bigger crowds, it's almost like a flip in energy. You almost feel not nervous and not anxious. What's nervous is when you do a show and there's 4 people there, 5 people there, and they're all staring at every word you say. If you mess up, then one of those people will be like, oh, but nah, man, I've always had a motto to the 5 or 5,000 is one of my things that I've always kind of told myself, is that whether there's 5 people in that crowd or 5,000 people, that person bought a ticket to come see you or has followed your music. So you practice how you play, you practice for the big crowds.
Are you a Shorzy fan?
Shorzy?
Yeah.
Shorzy. That sounds familiar.
It's a spinoff of Letterkenny.
Oh, yeah. Shorzy. Yeah. I was like, where do I know that
it's
one?
It's a hockey one. He's always you practice how you play.
Oh, yeah. Shorzy. Yeah. No, dude, that's funny stuff right there. Yeah, no, that one cracks me up too. Yeah, Shorzy. Yeah, big shot. Yep. Yeah, I had to think at first. I'm sitting there thinking is that a local artist from around here? Or, no, Shorzy from the Letterkenny. Yep.
I love that show.
Yeah, that show's funny, man. Cracks me up for
we
sure.
We are an hour and 3 minutes, and you have to go check into your hotel. So.
Yes, sir. And we got to check in the hotel, get ready to go out to the venue and rock this Glizzy Fest concert tonight.
So yeah, we got onlookers cheering us on.
Yeah, man, this is cool. It's a good setup, I think that it's like I said, just big shout out to you too, and I appreciate both of y'all so much, for having us on, or having me on today. And I know we've been trying to make it happen for a while, so
yeah,
now we can. And I'd love to come back on it and down to work with you guys for sure.
And next year I may try to get something set up where we do a live for a couple hours with a few artists before we.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Actually, instead of more, this was our first meeting, but since you'll be in here a second time, you know what I mean? We can run more live and be, I don't know, get,
just feel the vibe.
A little more loose. A couple artists. Let's talk about what's
man.
happening in the night and things like that. So
yeah, anytime I come out this way, man, I'd love to connect with you.
Yeah,
even just see you for a little bit or something, man. That's what I'm about. Just trying to build those connections and build, partnerships as we go along. So
yeah,
and maybe hit you up for some CD production. So
yeah, right on.
Get some hard copies going.
Yeah, got to try to make your couple bucks.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a crowd in a minute.
Yeah, it's getting pretty full now.
Well, all right, man. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you tonight. I'll be there with my kids.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. I can't wait.
Richard, you'll probably be at work, huh?
I don't know. need one for myself, bro.
Need a night?
I need time for myself. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
Well, you can come. We'll hang out. I'll buy you a drink.
I can go in there whatever time.
There it is.
Yeah, man, I'd love to see you there too. And like I said, thanks too. It's been awesome meeting both y'all and
Definitely.
making it down here to connect. So
Right on, buddy. Well, we're gonna keep the bus rolling.
all right.
Yep.
Big shout out to all y'all out there. Yeah.
Run it.
Come and jump in the ride, hop on the bus. We gon' slide, be outside when we pick you up. Take you to a place where you can open up your mind. Say what you gotta say, and nobody blinks an eye. You on the long